This is not just playing. Hold on, let's prepare.
Oh, I'm gonna plug my phone up. My phone is
Hey, y'all know, if y'all want, y'all could also wait. Hold up, has this whole conversation been recorded?
Until you hit record, I don't think so. It's just you just live now.
I just got something about live stream that popped up on my phone.
Minute is now live stream, so we're live.
All right, we live now. Yeah, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Top Boogie. We're back in the building. I don't know how far you are into the video, honestly, because I don't know when the recording started. But yo, look, today we got another episode of the Boogie Down podcast. You feel me? With friends, you feel me? And today we got a couple topics, but let me tap in on my YouTube or whatever to see if anybody is in the chats talking to us. But while we doing that, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves. If you did not see the last video, we can start with Mila. Do what you do. Tell them your handles.
Okay. My name is Jamila. I wasn't prepared to introduce myself.
I went to Georgia State.
I get that. Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok _I am Jamila. I do a whole bunch of things on each platform, a little bit of everything. And I'm
also goofy.
And YouTube is Jamila Bell, my first and last name.
You know, you like one of the goofiest women I know, but you're actually funny as hell. like, bro, you did this one video when you was pregnant. That shit was so funny.
What I did when I was pregnant?
I don't know. You did a lot of things, but I'm gonna find that video.
I just do things. I don't know.
Yeah, Brooklyn.
All right, y'all. I am Brooklyn. On Instagram, sorry y'all, I'm a little tired, but Instagram is Queen of Hearts. That is Queen with 3 E's and heart like Kevin. So make sure you follow me on there as well as on Twitter. I'm also a talk show host, so watch, subscribe, and tell your friends. Heart to Heart with Brooklyn, and also that's heart like Kevin and 2 like the number, and Brooklyn like New York, but with 2 N's and E.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Why do you keep saying
rewind.
Like heart like Kevin?
What is heart like Kevin?
They spell heart like Heart, but I spell it HART like Kevin.
Yeah.
Heart like Kevin, like Kevin Hart.
Heart like like Kevin Hart. Okay, roll again.
Wow.
Well, what's going on, y'all?
I'm like, is there a K in Heart that I don't know about?
No, Heart like Kevin.
Like Kevin Hart. Okay, go ahead, Roland.
Yeah, so I'm Roland. You can catch me on Instagram at @broland.28. And I'm just a real good friend of Top Boogie right here. He'll support his dream. So you know what I'm saying? And he asked me for a little bit of help. So I'm here.
In the
good to join y'all again.
And we're matching today, Roland.
Yeah, I see that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we matching too.
You didn't get the memo, the blue memo.
I feel like our shirt is a little bit closer than his blue. Like he got dark blue. What kind of blue is that, Roland?
I mean, I feel like I'm like a variant of y'all.
Like
Rest
a
in peace,
Make-A-Wish.
Nip, man. Rest in peace, Nip, man.
Oh, I used to work for Make-A-Wish.
That's that Make-A-Wish.
I used to work for them back in the day.
But yo, today I wanted to talk to you about communication. I mean, how important is communication?
It's key.
I mean, like, what makes it key, Brooklyn?
I mean, it's like the foundation of a relationship. If y'all can't talk to each other, like relationships, it's for you to. The only way you build a relationship with a person, platonic or a romantic one, is to communicate with each other. Like, you can't have a relationship with someone if you don't talk to that person. So, like, that's the basis of it. Like, strictly like basis, you can't have, like, I can't have a relationship with somebody I don't know if I haven't had a conversation with them.
Right.
So therefore, it's literally key. It's the foundation of any type of relationship.
So let me ask you this, Brooklyn. Real quick question. I'm gonna go a little bit further back though.
You said the back though.
Yeah, when you're meeting someone, How can people approach women with resting bitch face?
Okay, so I can talk a little bit about that because like I personally don't feel like I have
It's communication though, you know what I'm saying? So
I personally don't feel like I have a resting bitch face. However, I have been told by like my guy friends that like I seem to be a little bit intimidating. And a lot of it has to do with my eyes because my eyes are slanted, and like if I'm not smiling, even though I smile mainly 24/7, but like if I don't, I look mean. I ain't gonna lie. I walked past myself in the mirror and I was like, who is that? Like it scared me a little bit. But to approach, you just have to have confidence. Like if you're a confident man, it don't matter what the girl looks like. She could be having a bad day. If you're confident enough in yourself, you could change that perspective, right? If you go up and talk to her, if you approach her correctly. Don't be over here like, hey ma, what's good? How you doing? Nah.
So what's a good approach?
Honestly, I like the regular approach. Now I can't speak for all women, but like if you come up to me like, hey, I really think that you're really pretty. I just thought I would tell you that and stuff. I just want to see how you're doing. It's a regular conversation. I'd be like, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Like, and then we can spark up a conversation. So it's simple. It's really not that hard. Like, I feel like a lot of people put a lot of thought into it and stuff. But like, if you want to have a conversation with someone, you just be like, hey, how are you doing? I noticed you from afar. I think that you're really pretty.
It's easy for you to say that. You want to know why? Because you don't have to walk up to somebody with a possibility of getting denied.
So I'm happy that you brought that up because guess what? So no, the reason I say that is because I actually did a study. So my minor is in sociology. Yes. So I had to do a study of gender roles. So you had to act as if you're the opposite gender. So basically, I took the study to Miami because I was going for spring break. So I was like, I'm gonna act like I'm a dude or whatever, and catcall men like how they catcall us. So I'll be like, hey, yo, what's good? Shawty in the blue shorts. Like, you know how like y'all be acting and stuff on the strips and stuff?
Yeah.
And when I say that, like how effective that was, like how like, but it's because y'all don't get approached like much. So therefore, when women do it, like honestly, I kind of felt weird, like sitting here talking about like their appearance, like yo, you with the text, like it was a little bit uncomfortable. But after a while, like after seeing how much progress I was getting, like I was getting numbers like this in Miami, like for doing that. So I was like, well, I'm gonna start doing that, but respectfully or whatever when I get back, because I saw how well it worked out. So now I approach dudes and I got a really good game plan that works every time. I ain't gonna lie.
But the thing about you, hold on, let me say this real quick. Thing about you approaching dudes, the reason why you're still not going to get the same experience. So like when it may be easy to you, it's still not going to be as to the same level of a dude doing it, because women are so used to so many dudes hitting on them to the point where they're like, I mean, I could pass up 5 today. Dudes, on the other hand, are usually not used to a woman walking up, so they automatically gonna be with it. You know what I mean? So it's still a little different. But I don't think people think about like, because that used to be the thing, like, just walk up to me, just talk to me, But I don't think we think about, do you know how disrespectful women can be when they just want to turn you down?
But do you know how disrespectful dudes can be? Oh, Jamila,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I see you cranking. You crank up over there. I like your hair though.
Thank you. I want to just dial it back just a moment, because I've been trying to collect my thoughts. I want to start with the resting bitch face. I want to start there.
Okay, here we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
Original.
Then I'll respond to all of that. I feel like the term resting bitch face, it doesn't mean that person is a bitch, and I think that, or aggressive or whatever. It literally just kind of refers to your natural state of your face, or it could also mean that you are purposefully putting on a demeanor. And I can tell you, coming from experience as a Black woman who is 5 feet tall, under 200 pounds, is seen as a quote unquote victim, I purposefully put on a very intimidating face when I'm out in public because I don't want to be talked to. So the question of how should we approach, you don't, for me at least, and I know there are a lot of women who don't want to be approached at all on the streets, especially if they're by themselves. Like, y'all have no idea how scary that is. Like, it is so terrifying to be approached by a man for whatever reason when you are by yourself. Like, I cannot even begin to explain to you the dangers that can come from that. Like, men are very terrifying and have so much power within themselves that they don't recognize. Like, there is countless stories, like you can Google it, of women turning men down for romantic advances and being harmed or killed.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I've seen that
these
before.
are the statistics, like they don't lie. So it's like, yeah, I purposefully, when I'm by myself or even when I'm with others, I try and put on this like attitude or demeanor to where you don't feel comfortable coming up to me. You already know what the answer is, because I don't even want to have that interaction. Because even when I do put on that face, even when I do try and make it seem that I'm unapproachable, you'd be surprised at how many times I still get approached, and it's like, what's not clicking? And those interactions are so uncomfortable, like so incredibly uncomfortable. And I guess to answer the question about how you would want to be approached by, I guess, like a suspecting person, like someone who is trying to, get your number or whatever. And honestly, like I said, it kind of just goes back to the original. I quite honestly don't want to be approached. And I know that's kind of like, well, what do you do? I mean, I don't know.
So what I don't understand is this: women don't understand how much power they have.
What power?
And when I say that, hopefully you'll get this.
I got power.
If I approach you and you look how you look, and I say, hey, won't you smile?
Oh my God!
Hold on now. But look, what you got to understand is this, and that's just in passing. If you were to smile or just make somebody else smile, somebody that right there, oh man, she smiled, you smile, another person that you may see smile, and it transfers off to other people.
Don't tell no girl to smile.
Like this and
that's
this
gonna
and
make
this.
more mad. Don't do
Why?
it.
This goes.
Why can't you want to smile? What is so hard about smiling?
Roland, you remember last night I said you were a little entitled? I'm gonna bring that same sentiment back, because what makes you think that some random ass man walking on the street could tell me how to portray myself? This idea that women are supposed to be these timid creatures, they were supposed to walk around like this and just be so happy-go-lucky. At one point,
but we don't want you to walk around like gorillas either. Come on, man.
At what point? Because I don't see men walking around with smiles on their faces. So do y'all tell, hey, brother, put a smile on your face, brother? No, you don't. You are not saying that. So like I said, this all comes down to the way you view women. You think that women are supposed to, and they owe you that. I don't owe you a smile. I don't owe you to be light and delighted all day, every day, especially considering the dangers that sometimes that can be inviting to us. Like I said before, sometimes women put on this mean, quote unquote, demeanor to protect themselves. And here we have these random ass men, strangers, all up in our rib telling us to smile. No.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Since Brooklyn already had did the research and showed that it's effective on women approaching men, why can't more women approach men? Because it's so effective, and you don't want to be approached. Approach more men.
Wait,
if I wanted to approach a man, I would. If I
didn't.
No, but it's effective. So I mean, like I said, since it's effective.
That's because y'all easy. What they got to do with me?
Wait, hold on, Mila, let me ask you a question though, because you said men should not approach. So how do
men should not approach me? I think that when all women are different, I can't speak for all women, but what I can speak for are the numbers. And what I do know is, speaking to my friends, people that I know in general, is that it's a very uncomfortable situation when you are approached by a man, specifically when you're by yourself or in an environment that doesn't call for that. Like, I feel like sometimes the environment speaks heavily on itself. So if I'm just pumping my gas, like, and I'm by myself and you approach me from behind, that doesn't seem appropriate to me. But maybe we're at a restaurant and it's more of a calmer setting. It seems like it's a more relaxed type of environment. Maybe that's a lot more appropriate for you to approach a woman. Of course, like, damn, what's your name again? Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
Brooklyn.
Like she said earlier, it's about the way you approach them too. So if the environment is right and the setting is right and you feel like you have something better to say than smile, then that would be your chance. Now, like I said, for me, I'm different. I just personally don't want to be approached at all.
See, and I'll speak. Yeah, I can speak to that. So like, women, not all women like to be approached. Now, do I like to be approached? I don't mind it, but also it really depends on how you approach me. Like, that is heavily on that, because I'm not gonna lie, like when it comes to like the danger aspect, that's something that I fear. And like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was at Georgia State, I got approached in the gas station and I turned a guy down and he pulled a gun out on me.
What?
And like,
wow.
Yeah. And
wait,
like
what was that
story?
Huh? Tell us that story. I gotta know.
So basically, I was coming back from a party at 112. I was coming back from a party at 112, and I was with my group of friends, and one of my friends didn't go to school, so they had to check them into the commons. So I was like, y'all go ahead. I'm just at the Shell. Y'all know what the Shell is, you know, the OG gas station before.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, I'm just gonna go to the Shell and I'm gonna get like some juice or something, and then I'll meet you there. Because it's right across the street. It's no issue. I was by myself. And a dude was behind me and he just was just like, hey girl, hey ma, blah, 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 blah. And like, I already wasn't in a good mood. So I was ignoring him. And then he was like, you need to buy me this Playboy. Number one, who buys Playboys? Porn is free. But I was like, whatever. So he was just like, you need to buy me this. You need to buy me this. And I was just like, can you please stop talking to me? And he was just like, oh, you stuck up. You got to attitude. You must go to Spelman. I was like, and then like, and then I was like, no, or whatever. And he was just like, and then he called me a bitch. And that was like the point where I turned around and I said, I do not want to talk to you. Like, you do not call me out my name. That is not my name. And I'm just trying to buy some juice. Can you please leave me alone? And that's when he was just like, you can't talk to me like that, and pulled a gun out on me in the gas station. And then his friends had to hold him back and was like, you need to go. And I was like, and then me thinking I'm tough, I'm just like, no, I gotta go.
Yeah.
And then literally I like walk out because I'm by myself, and it's like a gang of guys like with like the muscle cards and stuff, and like I'm walking out and they're like whistling at me and like stuff like that, and I'm walking just bawling, crying. Like, but I was like, let me get across the street before I cry or whatever. And I'm like crying because I was terrified. But the fact that I turned this dude down that I didn't know, and he felt very comfortable in pulling a gun out on me in a gas station, which also pissed off the dude at the gas station, didn't do nothing as well. But it terrified me. So ever since then, I'm not even gonna lie, when dudes ask me for my number, it's triggering to me. And like, I just give it and I block them. And only so I don't have to deal with that. I don't want to go through getting a gun pulled out on me or getting hit or any of that, because like of all the stories that people go through, because like that's not the first time. That's the first time that's been the most extreme. But I've gotten cussed out. I've gotten called out of my name because I told a dude that I wasn't interested. And the way I use the same line every single time when I say that I'm not interested. I'm just like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not really interested, but I really appreciate the offer. That is a very nice statement. And like everything. Right. And they're like, well, F you did, bitch. And I'm like, whoa, like, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Yeah. And it's just like, I was like, that's the nicest way I could say it. And it's just like, and because women go through that so much, that's why you deal with the women that have resting bitch face, because they don't want to be approached at all. Because after a while, that right there, it's annoying. And it's not only annoying, but it's terrifying. That it's just like, I rather put fear in you of approaching me. So therefore I don't fear you when you approach me. That makes sense.
See, I think the dudes that's messing it up for us are the dudes that can't take no properly.
Yeah. It's the egos. Yes. Literally, men's egos are so fragile. I'm not saying all men, but a great amount of men's egos egos are extremely fragile that if you tell them no, they don't know how to act. They don't know how to take no for an answer. And therefore it does mess it up for all the good guys because it's terrifying. Because the thing is, after I got a gun pointed at me, like I thought I was going to die in that moment because I wouldn't buy a dude a Playboy at 3 a.m.
No,
in a gas station that costs $3.
That's a youngin. That's buying a Playboy. That's a youngin for real. Come on.
But he was grown. That's the thing. He was a grown man. Like
old nigga shit.
Yeah, he was
no.
Yeah, he was grown. He was not young. And he pulled it out and was just like, I can shoot you right now, bitch, if you don't do this for me. And I was like, and then like literally you just see his friends coming, like a girl and a guy just grabbing him, holding him back, like, and then yelling at me, telling me to get out of here. And I was just like, he need to leave. I don't got a gun. I'm just trying to buy juice. Like,
yeah.
Since we talking about men's ego, let's get into this real quick. Ladies, how do y'all tell a man that you didn't enjoy your time in the bed?
That was a turn. A hard turn.
So we talk about
all right.
Because me personally, I feel like because this whole thing is about communication, that is a part of communication that we run away from. It's like folks will go their whole relationship with just bad, sexual encounters or whatever with their partner that they signed up with for life. But we done talked about our favorite color. We done talked about our love languages. Now, I mean, gifts to acts of service, all this stuff, right? But we never talk about, okay, what you like in the bedroom. Now, I mean, because I mean, at the end of the day, who doesn't like that type of? Now, I mean, who doesn't like that type of affection or whatever? That's what you and your person share, So to improve it, why not talk about it? Why can't we talk about it?
We can.
You can talk about it.
How do you talk about it?
I think that if you are like in a relationship, or even like if it's just a sexual relationship, like if you're consistently having sex with that person, then I would think that you would want it to be good. So a conversation, if it's like just super trash, like it just seems like they have no idea what they're doing, and you actually like the person or respect the person, then I would say you need to kind of not be like an asshole about it, because like, imagine if someone just like straight up told you, yeah, you suck at sex. Like, you suck, like trash. Like,
yeah, you're pretty ass.
That's a big ouch. So I feel like there's ways to do it, like more like suggestions versus like, hey, yeah, you really don't know what you're doing. Instead of saying things like that, I would say like, hey, what about if we try this? Like, whole time you're like, no, we really do need to do this.
No, like do this for real.
No, like do this. Like suggestions, and maybe even like, I don't know, this may be a little, but like send them examples. I don't know, like
send them a whole diagram. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Especially if you're a comfortable person, if this is your boo, like this is your
like your person.
Like, you should absolutely be having that conversation and sending all types of stuff and like discussing, what makes, what you like, and hey, what do you like? I'm gonna tell you, hey, let's play a game. What do you like? I'm gonna tell you what I like. I don't know, like that. That's
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think it does really depend on the level of your relationship with this person. Because if it is a person you're heavily involved with, then of course I think you should have those type of conversations. If it's one of those like one and done type situations, I mean, I don't really know. You really gotta say nothing. I mean, like it's done for a reason. I mean, so like I feel like it kind of like I do think it depends on the level of your relationship that you are with the person, because if you don't plan on doing, like, if you don't really care for the person as much, and it's just one of those just friends with benefits type things or something like that, and you don't plan to do it again, then you don't really got to teach them nothing. But I guess it is good to give like suggestions. So I guess they're better for the next. But definitely, if you are with that person, like that's your person, definitely just, as she said, literally suggesting things, like make it as nice as possible. Like, yeah, we can, like maybe we should try this, or what are some things that you might be interested in? And like, kind of go into that verbiage, opposed to just saying, yeah, you're trash. Like you, because that right there, I'm not gonna lie, if I was ever told that, I would cry. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, oh.
Wait, hold up. So what if he just said, but what if he worded it like, so I'm trying to see how can I make this PG.
Respectfully.
Yeah, all right, so boom. Don't go so hard. You know what I mean? Like, what if he said it like that? Like you could slow down sometime. Like, you know what I mean? What if he said that?
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Because that's not bad. It's not him saying like, yeah, I don't know what that was, but yeah, like I mean, if he's just like, you can slow it down. In my head, if someone told me to slow it down, I'm thinking it's like he's more like sensual and wants to like more so enjoy the moment, like thing, instead of like we ain't rabbits, So like, if someone told me that, that's how I would interpret it, instead of like, now if he was like go faster, I'd be like, whoa, shoot, all right, we could do that too, I guess. But like, I mean, if it's speed wise, that's not an insult. I don't think that speed wise is an insult. But if you tell me that my act is not up to par, then I'd be like, oh, like. But also, I'm really open to learning. So like, I want to know. Shoot, tell me, so that we can improve. I want to be. I'm competitive. I want to be best. So.
Yeah, I feel like you can only get better by having a conversation on what was good, and what was bad, though.
Because you could go the whole time being bad and not even know it.
You might think you fire in one category, then you find out, that no, you should keep doing this right here, not this.
Like, yeah, but I mean, for guys, is you got to really do it with kid gloves. You just can't say, damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, your head's trash. You know what I'm saying? You need to work on this. You know what I'm saying? You got to do this.
Yeah, do better.
you don't want to do that. So you really got to, hey, can we slow down?
You got to approach with caution.
Yeah, very much, because a woman's ego, oh my God, especially when it comes to the bedroom, they think shit's the bomb. Nah, you like, nah, this is a whack. It's trash. Next up.
Do y'all think that could ruin a relationship if it's not good?
It shouldn't, because again, if you try to work on it, and if the person like, hey, this is working for me, I want to do this, and the person's like, no, I'm gonna just keep doing what I do. That's a whole other issue, because now you're not working on me, you're selfish.
And no type of compromise.
But it just being bad in general, I don't think it should ruin a relationship, because that's when you talk about it and figure things out to
because practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, it takes both parties to want to, want to work it out. It does, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, because if one is like, okay, we've been at this for 8 months and he still ain't got it right, he ain't gonna ever get it right, then you know what I'm saying, I love you, babe, but I need to go see Ty Boogie, you know what I'm saying, later on down the line.
So I want to talk about unspoken expectations. Now, man, I feel as if we get into relationships and we expect our person, because they love us, they should know to do this. Because they love us, they believe that, we believe that they understand exactly how we want to be treated. Do y'all think unspoken, fuck did I say? Unspoken, fuck did I say? I got it written down.
Unspoken expectation.
Do y'all think that is a thing?
Yes.
And have you experienced that?
I don't believe, like, okay.
Your big eyes.
The past Brooklyn, I thought that guys, like, if I'm feeling some type of way, you should know and stuff like that. Like, just like, I took it as guys to be able to like read my mind type things, but y'all can't read minds. You're not mind readers and stuff. And that kind of it goes back to communication. And not to toot my own horn, but when I was in psychology, one thing that we learned, we talked about the male and female brain. And the way that my teacher described it was the female brain is like spaghetti and the male brain is like waffles. So to explain that is like the female brain can think about a whole bunch of things and can do a whole bunch of things at one time and stuff. Why the male brain is kind of, it's boxed off. It's very particular, can only like really focus on like one thing at like a time. So because of that, it's like, when it comes to unspoken things, y'all really focus on like really like one thing instead of like, oh, you're just not mind readers. You're not over here just like, well, what else is going on? Like, how is this like y'all have to be told things. So like that's why like I feel like a lot of relationships go through trials and tribulations because, and I will say this as women, like if you ask us what's wrong, we say we're fine. When there's literally something wrong and we expect y'all to know what's wrong.
Crazy.
However, y'all don't know what is wrong. I mean, you might know, but like y'all not, it doesn't click with y'all. Like right then and there, like how it clicks for girls, it does not click with y'all. And I blame it because y'all got waffle brains. So therefore, and that's the only way I can, because of the sections, like it's only one thing at a time. Like spaghetti's all like this, like your waffles. So it's just like, I make sure like now I've noticed that if I'm in a relationship with somebody and if someone asks me what's wrong, I tell them straight up and we fix the problem like that. And it's so much better than me sitting here expecting you to know how I'm feeling. And then I'm going to be over here soaking because you don't know how I feel. And then I'm going to be more mad. It's going to cause more issues. So people are more straight up with each other and told each other, hey, this is how I feel because of X, Y, and Z. Things would be more effective. And that goes back to communication. But yeah, so the expectations thing, like I feel like it's unrealistic. Unspoken expectations. I feel like it's unrealistic, and people should just communicate.
No, definitely.
With that though, I think it's also important that you're very specific with your partner as to what you expect in a relationship as far as like duties or actions that you want the other person to take, like not just communicating like, oh, something's wrong with me, but also how would you want that something to be fixed and addressed, the way you show affection and love, different things like that. Communication is so much broader than I think we discuss on a daily basis. So with those expectations for a relationship, a lot of the times, because that's how you were brought up, you're like, you think like, oh, I don't have to say that. Like you, of course, you know to do this, like duh.
Yeah.
If you never say it, then you can't really expect that person to just know it. So
people do that all the time.
All the time. And sometimes you don't even realize it. Then you're getting mad at that person for not doing something you never told them you wanted them to do. Like, like some people really love to get flowers every week and you ain't never said it, but you getting mad because you don't get flowers every week. Like, I mean, that's a really minor example, but it's important to express, like, if that's something you really want and expect out of your relationship, you better say it or it won't happen.
Yep, because if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me.
But you know what the problem is? A lot of people they'll say things like, oh, well, when I was with such and such, they used to just do it. You gotta understand.
You can't do that.
That blows me. That blows my mind.
You're not with such and such for a reason. I mean, so you cannot put what that person used to do, but are we also gonna talk about what that person didn't do that I do? Know what I mean? Are we gonna talk about that? No. Know what I mean? But everybody wanna talk about, oh yeah, it should be that easy. It should be that simple. I should not have to explain that. Yes, you do. We all come from different walks of life.
And I definitely used to say stuff like that. Like I shouldn't have to explain. And it's like, because you feel like some things are just so like understood and obvious, but it's like they're just not as obvious to the other person, clearly, because clearly it ain't clicking. So I feel like, you got to just be like, okay, let me just break it all the way down, because clearly there's some type of misunderstanding going on. Like I'm definitely guilty of just thinking people should just know, because if I know it, you should know it.
I was definitely. I was like,
use
Yeah.
your words. Use your words. Open your mouth. Say
Yes.
nah.
Help these waffle brain boys.
Let's see what they talking about. That the only thing that I think about with with actually communicating my expectations and stuff like that, I think to myself sometimes, how far is too far of what I have to explain to y'all? Now, I mean, like, what, like, there's some things that's like, okay, if I have to explain this, you may not see me like that. And I mean, like, why do I have to tell you, don't go 3 days without hitting your boy up? Like, if I have to explain something like that, to me, is like, you just, I mean, we're just not clicking like that. Like, what do y'all think is just too far of like something you got to explain to somebody?
The way in which you speak to me. Like, I don't do too well with disrespect from anybody of any age, of any gender. That's very important to me, because I'm going to do my best to respect you in the way that I speak, and I expect the same in return without me having to explain that, because I feel like we're both adults and you should know how to talk to somebody, and I shouldn't have to explain to you why what you said was disrespectful or how to properly respect me as a person. Like, no.
That's a fact. Roland, what do you think is too far?
To me, I don't want to talk to a person like I'm talking to a child. You're a grown up. I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I need you to do this, and we do this, and we do this. If we can talk as a sensible adults, I can, because sometimes when I talk to people, you know what I'm saying, I can not hold too many punches, and I got to understand that the person that I'm talking to, could they handle some of those punches? You know what I'm saying? Because me being who I am, I like to be honest. I love being, you know, because I want that to come to me too. I want you to be as brutally honest with me also. So you can talk to me, hey, talk to me any kind of way you want to. Just don't, you know what I'm saying, call me out my name or other shit like that, because I need that way to be understood. But when you're talking to some people, yes, you're gonna have to talk to them with kid gloves. Like, really, but you gotta know who that person is. You know what I'm saying?
what kind of woman are you looking for?
I told you this before, man. I told you this before. I'm looking for my version of Claire Huxtable. You know what I'm saying? My version of Claire Huxtable. So if you ever looked at Claire Huxtable, you know what I'm saying, just look at it. What was she? She always smiled. Even though she was mad, you know what I'm saying, she didn't curse. She was nice. She was educated. She was all these other things. What's going on with that?
It is 2021.
No.
You want the Stepford wife? Like, no, sir. It is
no. It's not that. But I mean, okay, what type of woman I want to have raising my child? Do I want one that's like, you know, what's that? You know what I'm saying? Hot girl summer? It's 2021. No, you don't want that to raise a child. You want to have somebody that can know how to nurture your child and raise them the right way.
Okay, you can't do that and be ghetto on the weekends? You mean to tell me you ain't ghetto, Roland? Don't do that. See,
no, it's not that not being ghetto, but you shouldn't care. You
ain't innocent though. You want your women's in the house, barefoot and pregnant and cooking and cleaning, and you want to have all the fun.
She can have slippers on.
Nah, it's definitely nothing like that. I just want women to be more respectable of themselves.
I wish men would be respectful of themselves as well.
But you're
not.
Women, guys that are respectable, a lot of guys, and you know this is true, get passed over.
Do a hot girl summer.
Wait, hold on, Roller. What did you say? You said what happened to the guys that's respectful?
They get passed over because he's too nice. He's a good guy. He. Oh man, this is everything I want, but it's not from you. You know what I'm saying? All that everybody has always heard this Always. It's not the first
The
time you're
guys
hearing
who
it.
always call themselves the nice guys are really not as nice as they think they are. They're usually really misogynistic, and they usually are very like condescending from my experience. Like it's always, oh, nice guys always finish last. Like that's not really true. Like, can we stop that narrative that like these nice guys are just being brushed over? Like it's probably not that. That's probably not the reason.
So what is it then? So please tell me what it is.
I just did. You're probably just misogynistic. You probably secretly hate women in general. Like you want this, you want this Claire Huxtable fictional character of a woman. Like it is 2021. Like you're a woman. Your woman can have everything and multiple different personalities and aspects to them, and you want them to be like Claire Huxtable, a fictional character on TV. I can't, like, I literally can't. It's laughable. Like, I'm genuinely hysterical. Hey, you talking about Claire Huxtable is your dream woman. You want her to smile all day long, even when she's mad.
Nah, I don't think that's what we mean when we say that the good dudes get passed over. The good dudes is the dudes that they give out the compliment. Okay, most women, let's talk about the majority of women. If you two got, I mean, y'all don't like compliments. Let's just say.
I like compliments.
Most women would say they like compliments, like gifts. They like be consistent. I mean, they like attention. They like most of those things. And then, but we'll have 125 of them dudes in their DMs ready to give them all that. But the dude that gets most of the attention is usually the dude that's not doing 50% of that. Now, I mean, so that's why they be like, nice guys finish last, because the nice guy is always looked over, because it's like, I expect you to do that. You always compliment me, so it's not that special. Versus when Joe Johnson walk in, I mean, and he don't never compliment you. He finally compliments. He finally does what he been should have did. Now it's like,
oh, he spoke to me. He meant something.
I mean, like I've definitely peeped that. Like anytime I overexert myself of being too nice, like I know she wants this, so I'm gonna give it to her. I know she wants me to be there, so I'm gonna be there. It's almost like when I do it, the appreciation leaves. Now, I mean, if I do it too much, now, I mean, and you may not believe that being a woman listening to that, but best believe being a man, we experience that. Now, I mean, so sometimes it's almost like we got to play the game. It's like, all right, so let me not always be Mr. Nice Guy. Now, I mean, the guy that she's verbally asking for. Let me not be that guy. Let me be the guy that she actually responds well to.
But I think also there's a difference between being very nice and being a kind person. And I think this whole niceness it always comes across to me disingenuine. Like, why are you being, it seems false, and it seems like it's
like somebody's going. Yeah, like somebody's going to
real. Now, if you are just a kind person, like that is who you are. You are considerate. You are always trying to put others before. Well, not even always, but you put others before yourself. Different things like that. That's kindness. Being nice is fake. That's not real. That's why this whole I've been nice to you. That's exactly, you've been nice to me. Meaning it was conditional. It was not a sustainable thing. You are either a kind person or you're not. Being niceness is not continuous. That's why I feel like it comes across as very like that's why people don't genuinely gravitate towards people who are super nice all the time, whether it's men or women. It seems fake because it is. It's not genuine.
That's not true though. That's not true.
Point.
Go ahead,
bro.
So
it ain't true.
Because I deal with this problem often. So what Tyler you're saying, I agree, and I feel like it does happen both ways. Because I'm a very nice person. I know I'm nice. Ty, you've known me for a while, so I feel like
you're one of the nicest people I know.
I feel like you could testify to that. And I constantly get screwed over by dudes on the regular. And honestly, it is because I'm convinced it is because I am too nice. And because the people who they go off to be with or whatever, like who they choose, who they think the grass is greener on the other side, when they always tend to come back, but that's another story. They're always, they always are girls who at least what I've noticed are ones that are just like not nearly as nice as me. They more like go off on them. Like they're the ones who be like, yeah, that's why you do this. Like the ones who be arguing all the time. I don't argue. Like I personally just don't argue. If we got an issue, I'm an adult. I can talk it out with you. I don't have to raise my voice. I don't have to go through that. But a lot of dudes, and I think it's also maturity level type thing to put that out there. But it's just like, at least in my past and current, I guess, or whatever. I don't talk to nobody right now, but like it's always been that it's like the person who they tend to go for. And I talk to my guy friends about this often. They're like, yeah, I need her to have just a little bit of attitude, to add a little razzle dazzle. Why? I just don't understand that. Like, I mean, exactly. I get it. Like, it might be spicy or whatever, but I guess I'm just too mild. Like, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I do come across that often. It's just like the whole being nice thing. It's just like, it can be annoying. And like, it does feel like I'm just looked over often.
Well,
and
Brooklyn,
it's like, I don't get it.
Brooklyn, let me say this. There's nothing wrong with how you are at all. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
It's dudes that's not, they're not mature enough within themselves to see when something's good is in front of them. You know what I mean? So there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. And I say this a lot. Never dictate somebody's blindness to whether or not you actually have a good attribute, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So what you have is good. It's just these dudes is looking for the wrong thing. You know what I mean? So don't become the wrong thing trying to impress the dudes. You know what I mean? But what I will say is, I think us guys, we are attracted to when a woman could, in a way, put us in our place too. You know what I mean? I'll
put you in your place, but at the time, I don't need to I can put in your place respectfully. They be going for these girls that be disrespectful. And that's the thing that blows me, because I'm like, if I can tell you about yourself, best believe I can do that. But the thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and call you out your name. I'm not gonna sit here and like hang up on you when I'm mad at you. We gonna talk it out. If you hang up on me, all right, bet. Then we can talk about it later. Apparently, you want to be pissed me off, don't call me back. Hey, I'm gonna give you 24 hours because I'm not dealing with you at this point. But it's like, I'm not gonna sit here and be rude to you because I care about you. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. Like, we got an issue, we could talk it like adults. But a good amount of dudes be going for these girls that are just blatant disrespectful. And like, we talk about them on the internet and things like that, where I'm like, this is what you like? That's what you like? Like, I mean, come on now. I'm over here. I'm gonna talk to you regular.
I was gonna say that's a whole different breed of people that just are unexplainable. Some people,
because I don't get it.
That toxic energy, and there's nothing that y'all gonna have to just keep being attracted to each other and stay over there, because ain't nobody trying to be with the opposite drama. But I think like I was more so speaking from the forefront of people, like when you first meet them, not like who you actually are. Like you say, you're a very kind person. I believe you. I'm not talking about who you are as a person. Actually, I'm talking about when you are actively trying to meet people and attract people, and you put on
a facade.
As Tyreek said, you're representative. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's not coming across as genuine, you seem like you're being quote unquote nice so that you can get the attention of a woman. I feel like women can see through that. And a lot of men have this idea, this like they pump their chest up like, how dare you not pick me? Again, it goes back to that entitlement. I'm the nice guy. I should be picked by. Yeah, that's not how that goes though. Like, that's just not how that works. You are not entitled to every woman you see just because you were nice to them, quote unquote. Like, you win some and you lose some. Like, if you are a genuinely nice person or you are genuinely a kind person, then being rejected by a woman wouldn't faze you, because at the end of the day, you just got rejected. It's okay. Like, you ain't meant for everybody. But trying to put on this facade like you're this nice guy, but at the same time, you hollering at girls, telling them to smile on the side of the street. That ain't connected.
Hey, look. I'm not saying, hey, shawty, smile. Hey, you over there, go smile. Hey, no. What I'm saying is, like, if I see you in passing and I'd be like, and she looking some kind of way, I'm like, hey, excuse me, miss, won't you smile? You'll make some. I get, okay, cool, and I understand that. But I want you to understand too, when a person says that and try to encourage you to smile, we're trying to give you the butterfly effect, where you may smile. I'm sorry?
Do you do that to men when you pass by men who aren't smiling?
No, I don't say, hey man, smile. I say, hey man, you all right? You good? Everything cool? You know,
Right.
and I do
You
that.
think say that
often.
same thing to women?
But why don't tell them to smile?
That's
You
good.
don't
I think we on the verge of a breakthrough. We on the verge of a breakthrough. You was almost about to admit it, and then you took it back.
Oh, okay. So let's go there. You really want to go here? All right. So look. So you mean to tell me?
Oh, he's scooting up.
Oh yeah. So you mean to tell me that I'm gonna walk up to a guy? If I start walking up to guys, you know what I'm saying? It was, hey man, smile.
Ooh, you
Hey man,
so
won't you smile, man? So that means in turn, if I were to do that, you would do that? Because I told men to smile, but I'm telling women to smile also.
This close to the point. You was this close, and then you went away. Say what you said again. Why don't you go up to men and tell them to smile?
So like I said, if I were to go up to,
because it don't sound.
Why do you not go to men? Why do you not go up to men in the same manner you do to women and tell them to smile? Answer that question.
I'm not trying to approach a man.
Why? Why you? So are you trying to approach every woman you're telling to smile?
Every woman has a chance. You never know where you're gonna meet somebody.
Oh God, there you go. There you go.
You understand that? You never know where you might be skipping out on your blessing just because you got a resting bitch face on. That's what I'm saying. You may be missing out on something.
I'm sorry. I guarantee you it's something I want to miss out on. I guarantee you that. But my thing is, how would you feel? How would you feel if you're walking down the street and constantly men are walking up to you saying, "Hey, yo, brother, smile." How would you feel?
I mean,
the way you put that, yes, it's suspect as hell. I get it.
No, I'm asking you. And
that's how we feel.
How would that make you feel?
But make it make sense though. Like put it in the reverse of it being a woman.
I'm not going to because
like I said, let's run this course.
Comfort level.
Let's run it out.
Uncomfortable. Would you feel?
That's fine. That's fine. No. Let's run it all the way out. Let's run it all the way out. So if I were to go, like I said, and just see when I'm walking around in my daily travels or whatever, I tell men, "Hey man, won't you smile?" You know what's gonna happen? Most men are gonna be like, "Oh damn, all right, man, I got you."
I feel like you get hit.
Cap.
I'm not gonna say, "Hey man, won't you smile?" No, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. I'm gonna say, "Hey man, smile."
And they're gonna be like, "What?" They gonna do the same thing that women do. The same thing.
Well, respectfully. All right, so boom. This is my thing about that though. So I see what Roland is saying, and Mila, I see what you're saying too. It may come off the wrong. It may come off the wrong way, respectfully.
Tariq, you know you playing. You know if some random ass dude was walking by and was just like, "Brother, why you ain't smiling? Smile, brother."
Course, you'd be like, yeah. Of course, if a dude said that to me, respectfully,
you would just be confused. Like, why are you even like, what?
Why are you worried about me?
Yeah, but what he originally said was that he walked up to women. Now, I mean, and my thing is,
but I'm trying to make you. I want you to see. I want you to understand.
How uncomfortable.
I'm not trying to get you to I'm not trying to make you feel all butterflies because obviously, if a beautiful woman walked into me like, "Smile, Tariq," you're gonna be like,
obviously. About it is okay. So for your analogy, the reason why it's inaccurate to what he's saying is because we're talking about two people that could possibly be attracted to each other versus two people that are not. Now, I mean, two men are.
He just said people on the street though.
All women are attracted to men, and they're not.
No, but so boom, that's the whole object of going out to actually talk to somebody and then meet people is seeing whether or not we are going to be attracted. That's the whole point of people talking to strangers.
But what I'm saying is a lot of the times that actually has nothing to do with attraction. There has been so many situations where I have been told to smile by random ass men and they didn't follow up with trying to hit on me or anything. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen where they have told women to smile. The women have smiled back and they still didn't do anything. There's this concept that goes on in men's head where they feel like they are entitled to tell women to do things. They have this image of femininity.
Okay.
I'll tell you, no dude And no dude that came up to me and told me to smile, I was never attracted to them.
No,
like
respect.
I would know, but I'm saying like the dudes who usually say that, at least in my experience, they've all been like homeless or they've been like some weird dudes or whatever. Like it's never Chris Brown coming up and saying, "Hey, you should smile." It's never that. It's literally someone who looked raggedy or looked scary. Like it's never I've never had a positive experience of a dude telling me to smile.
And also, I don't get the point. Ever. Why do you want me to walk around?
I don't know. Like
that is so unrealistic. We are not.
Okay, no. The only reason why I say that, I'm sorry.
I think it's more of a dude walking up, trying to approach and have conversation. That might be a bad approach, respectfully.
It's a terrible approach.
But I still think what it is a dude trying to be lighthearted and find a way to have a conversation with you. So, and the only reason why I'm speaking about that, because respectffully, I'm not walking up to nobody telling them to smile. But the only reason I'm saying that is because a man walking up to a man saying, "Hey, bro, why you don't smile some more?" Now, versus a girl walking up to me saying, "You should smile more." That's two different. I'm not gonna say and act like that's two different.
But my thing is this also.
We have to understand the dynamic between women and men, though. We have to understand that to understand the difference of how it makes us feel. You're not going to feel that because generally speaking, you're not afraid of women. Right? Genuinely speaking, you don't have this power dynamic shift between women where you feel like your life could possibly be in danger, or you feel extremely uncomfortable because the way that men and women are together. You don't have that. That's why I use men as an example with you. Women, we do have that with men, though. You guys have a completely different power structure than us. Like there's actual fear associated with that. So
we get followed.
Extremely uncomfortable for men to come up to us, and then on top of that, give us a demand.
So what I'm trying to say
now?
What I'm trying to say, no. What I'm trying to understand is this: if we have this level of thought amongst each other, how are we going to create a more nicer world for each other? If we can't tell each other and give each other compliments, whether either, "Hey, you smell good, you smell nice, smile, yada yada," how are we going to create a nicer world?
Well,
if I will say that convince you
I'll say people to smile. Telling someone to smile, that I don't find that a compliment. A compliment might be a compliment would be you have a pretty smile, like that's a compliment. But saying you should smile, that's a demand. So like to answer your question, to make the world a better place, and if you do want to give compliments, actually give compliments instead of demands. So actually saying instead of changing the directive of saying, "Hey, you should smile," you should say, "Hey, you have a very beautiful smile." And then I promise you that it will be more effective than you telling a woman to smile, because I feel like she'll look at you like, why you telling me to do this? And opposed to saying like, "Thank you, I appreciate that."
Because Ty, you're from New York, you know what I'm saying, originally. So when and in the South it's kind of different.
Yeah, now respectfully though,
it's very different.
I never walk up to them.
New York people, you know what I'm saying? I've been to New York myself.
Don't bring up New York.
Subways, y'all are just like this. Y'all are focused. Don't talk to me. I'm not gonna talk to you. I sit this bum on the side. It's all about the focus of getting to your next destination. There is no social interaction with each other. You know what I'm saying? But in the South, it's more social interaction. You know what I'm saying? Like we, especially people that are like, unfortunately, as Jamil would say, old school South. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a little bit nicer, a little bit more courteous. You know what I'm saying? All of that, and that's part of this. That's part of being what they call the Southern gentleman, or just being in the South. We like to be nice. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? Don't take nothing by it. We might not even be interested at all. We just want you to, hey, have a great day. Hey, you can smile here. It's nothing, might not even be that deep sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
So I will say, to speak on that, because I actually recently lived in New York. I recently moved back. So I had the dynamic of living in the South and being a Southern belle to moving to crazy New York.
Shout out to that didn't believe I was from New York for real.
First of all, he didn't even believe that I was.
Huh?
So side note, he didn't even believe my name was Brooklyn. I told my name was Brooklyn. He was like, "Where you from?" I said Atlanta. He said, "No, your name is Atlanta." In his phone for good like 3 years, my name was Atlanta. Yeah, he didn't believe that my name was Brooklyn at all. So, but that's a side note. But like living in New York, I do think it is like environmental. Like you really do have to take that in consideration when it does come to approaching people. And I had to learn that the very hard way. Actually, my first day in New York, I was waiting for the subway, and my bad, I was getting a phone call. I was waiting for the subway, and a dude was staring at me like heavy. So I like kept looking. I'm like, okay, like whatever. So then finally, like it was enough. So I like looked at him, I smiled and waved, because that's what we do in the South. If someone looking at you, you wave. When I say this man bucked at me, never did again. Blinders on, headphones on, stood in the subway, looked straight. I did not talk to nobody. But that's how in New York, that the culture, you don't look at people you don't. You look at people, they think it's a problem. They think it's time to fight. You got an issue. In the South, people just be staring at each other. And like since I lived up there, since I lived in New York for like a year, when I came back and people were staring, I was like, why are they looking at me? And like, because I got so used to how it was in New York. But when it comes to like approaching people, you have to think about the area that you're in and take that into account, because it could be a positive effect or a negative effect. So there's certain ways that you want to approach people. But
it's so crazy.
The whole demands though doesn't work anywhere though.
I visited New York for about a week, and honestly, like, I feel like the catcalling was 10 times worse up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're supposed to take back and say it back. Yeah.
Crazy. I was with my friend who lived there her whole life. So like we're walking, and like I'm doing this every 3 seconds. Like, girl, what's it? Like, girl, just keep walking. Just keep walking.
Keep going.
Don't even know. Just you gotta just keep walking. I'm like, oh my, like it was intense. Like we had dudes following us a few times. Like it was crazy. Like it was, I mean, of course there's a lot more people. So I feel like maybe that's why it felt like it was 10 times more.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was so congested.
And don't you go in the summertime?
It was
because they outside.
So intense, and I was not
winter too.
Like, so I guess we just had different experiences with that, but like I experienced 10 times more, and then aggressively catcalling. Like it was, "Hey yo, bitch!" It was stuff like that. Like,
New York is a bitch. New York is a wild one.
It was crazy. I heard some crazy stuff, but like I just feel like, to answer your question, Roland, about how can we make the world a better place? The main thing that I feel like needs to happen, and I'm going to kind of specify within the Black community because I could go on and on about the world. We have to start recognizing personal privileges first and understanding where you fall in the line of oppression. Because if the person at the bottom, the person with the most marginalization is not free, liberated, then none of us are. So when you look at yourself as a heterosexual Black man, you have a lot of privilege within our community. And a lot of the times Black men, specifically straight Black men, they do not recognize that at all. They think because they are Black, they have this Blackness that affects them, worldwide, then they're shielded from anything else. How can I have privilege and I'm Black? It's like, you'd be surprised. You have a lot of privilege specifically within our community. And because of that, you discount the lack thereof privilege of everyone else. So what needs to happen is the people in our community have to recognize our own privileges in order to help facilitate the liberation of others. And that's the main issue, because we're all trying to act like we're just all on the same playing field, and it's not true. We're not. And yeah.
So do you think that Black men, do you think that Black women have it harder than Black men?
Yes. It's not even a thought. It's not a thought, it's a fact. When you look at intersectionality, that is the study of how people's experiences are shaped by the identities that are interlocking. My experience as a Black woman is so completely different than a Black man.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So if you're walking on one side of the street with a purse, I'm walking on the other side of the street with a book bag. and we're in a white neighborhood, who do you think they're going to look at more aggressively? Who do you think they would take? Which life do you think they would take first?
When you when you put it that way, that then changes the idea of that's not the conversation of intersectionality. That's about
Nothing.
So black men specifically are seen more aggressive to white people. But I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about in our community. You get what I'm saying? So let's talk about it for plain value. Blackness is oppressed, right?
I was talking about in general. Now, I mean,
but when you talk about in general, you're gonna have to talk about a lot more things. So I'm trying to keep it into our community because it's a lot simpler that way.
Yeah.
So, because I want you to understand that you do have privilege, a lot of it. So, like I said, blackness as a whole is oppressed. Femininity as a whole is oppressed. So people who present themselves in a more feminine way, so that can be women, gay men, trans women, they are typically more oppressed than people who have and possess more masculine energy.
Definitely.
So on top of my blackness, I have my womanness. And then you have people in our community that have, they are black, they are women, they may not be cisgender, they may be gay. You have so many different identities. You have people who are disabled. You have people who are lower income. Like all of these things are part of your identity and they shape how you view the world and how the world views you. So your life is going to be a lot different than mine just off of our identity. I'm not saying that you are automatically going to have a better life than me. That's not what that means. It just means that your experience, your walk through the world, the way people view you and the way you are viewed outside is going to be completely different than me.
So did that get better? Like I'm confused as to like who.
It's not better. It's just different.
It doesn't mean you're black at the end of the day, right? Blackness is a lot to carry.
And the only let me just say this because I'm all about us. Now, me being a union, I'm not for separation. The only reason why I brought it up was because you said something about us black men feeling entitled and how much we actually, we have in the community or whatever, and the power that we don't know we have. So I asked that because I want to know, do you feel like women have the same power in the community?
Straight women, straight black women, a lot of the times, what typically happens with people who are generally oppressed is they start having this idea that because they are oppressed, they sometimes victimize themselves in that oppression. So for example, white women they are the perfect example for this. White women are oppressed because of their womanness, right? So they use that to victimize themselves against everything, even though their whiteness a lot of the times trumps their womanness. They are white first and then they are women. So that also happens in a smaller community with black people. So yes, we're all black, right? But because of that, sometimes men will weaponize their blackness. Like, I'm oppressed, I can't be privileged, when that's not true. You can be just as privileged as sometimes a white woman, depending on the situation, because you have that ability to weaponize your blackness, that piece of you that is oppressed. And it's a skill. Like I said, white women have mastered it. They have.
All right. So let's I got a question. We're gonna change this up a little bit. Got a question. Now Jamila, you finna get hot. I got a real good feeling. You finna get hot.
Do I even want to know?
And I asked this. I think I asked this to him the other day.
Oh God.
Why is it not okay for a man to objectify a woman's body, but it is okay for a woman to objectify a man's pockets?
I don't think neither is okay.
I'm thinking you were gonna say, but it's okay for a woman to objectify a man's body. I thought you were gonna keep it equal.
No. Why is it okay?
I'd hear that too. I'm just interested. Know what I mean? I'm not playing.
We on the same page.
So,
Wait,
I need to repeat the question. I'm asking.
Yeah, can you repeat it one more time?
Okay, so like I said, okay, because I seen it somewhere, and I was like, dang, that's a really interesting question.
Yeah.
Why is it okay? Why is it not okay for a man to objectify a woman's body, but it is completely okay for a woman to objectify a man's pockets?
Okay, so let's start with the word objectifying. Let's start there because that's the important word that you use.
Yeah.
Money is not human. It is an object. Therefore, it innately is objectified. To objectify a woman means to dehumanize them. So do you want to ask that question again?
No, because you have to understand.
So you want to, so what you're saying is it's okay to dehumanize a woman. Is that what you're saying?
No, I want you to understand what I'm trying to
the
get
word,
to you.
but the word actually means degrade, though.
Yes,
you know what I mean,
exactly.
It doesn't really mean to dehumanize, though.
Yes. So when you objectify something, like
I'm not. I'm just. Now I mean.
Yeah. So when you objectify something, like women, when men try to objectify a woman's body, women is like, oh, don't do that. It's wrong. But you know what I'm saying? It's quite okay for a woman to say, oh, you're broke, or you need to get more money, or get your money up, or all these other type of things that they say nowadays. So why is that okay? Because you got to think about it. Both things can change with hard work. A woman can change her body with hard work and dedication, and a man can change his financial situation with hard work and dedication. But you cannot, for whatever reason, you cannot objectify one or the other.
I'll say this: I don't think either one is correct. I understand what you're saying. I'm not a big fan of your verbiage, but I understand where you're going with that.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. But either way is not okay. However, I do believe that, so for your words of women objectifying a men's pockets, I think that might have something to do with I think of just like history aspects of men being the providers. So like if you keep that mindset, if you do have that mindset, and that's something that stereotypically men are supposed to be the providers, then women naturally go for someone who is a provider. So it's just like if you think of it in that aspect, it's like you don't want anybody who is broke. But I mean, I'm not gonna be over here like you broke. Like I'm not gonna call nobody out like that. But I'm just saying that like that could be one way to think about it. Is just like if you're like men are supposed to be the providers, therefore if to provide in this day and age, you have to have some type of income. I'm not saying you gotta be rich, but you have to have some type of income to be able to provide for your family. So
just one quick sidebar. Statistically speaking, Black women out earn Black men. So
they do. So
are Black women just out here looking for all these ballers? They don't exist. Let's keep it up. We're gonna talk about, if we're talking, you're talking about music and you're talking about, oh, they're in the songs. Yeah, of course, we can talk about music all day long. A lot of artists say a lot of things that normal people like you and me are not living up to. Like, come on, let's be real.
Yeah,
it's music. Yeah. We're talking about real life here.
I know that, but a lot of people take that music and they try to apply it to their lives and try to live that life like that.
So you don't like Jamila, you don't believe that a lot of women are choosing their man by how much money he makes?
That's not what I'm saying.
In this day and
age, statistically speaking, women out make men. They have the money. So all of this idea that women are solely going after men because of their pockets, I think is a fallacy. I think it's overhyped. I don't think it's really as men try to make it seem.
I'll say this. I think some women do.
And some women do, and I'm not discounting that.
Some women don't.
No, that's just not adding up.
And just like how you were saying that that women like nowadays, like women do make majority, like a good amount of money, like more than men, statistically wise. I know for a fact that like women who do make a good amount of money, they don't want no one who is below them. They're gonna, of course, strive for something higher. So, like for me, if I make six figures, you gotta make. It's not gold digging at all.
No.
So if I make six figures, he gotta make six figures or above. Like I'm not gonna go for no one below because I'm the cap. Like what you mean? Like I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and go below. So I feel like sometimes it could be portrayed by some people if like. Because not everybody's over here counting each other's pockets all the time. So like if I was out here saying like, oh yeah, my man got be six figures, you don't know that I might already make six figures. You don't know that. But it could be me over here, like in your eyes, like, oh, she over here, all she care about is money. No, I'm balling in a Benz. Like I want someone who got a Benz too. Like, you know, it's just like that's just because of that like lifestyle and stuff like that.
So can I ask you a question? So to what Roland said, now I'm about to play devil's advocate because y'all kind of ran it around. Nah, I'm gonna do it. So boom, just like you just said, that if you get a man, if you're making $100,000 a year, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna be looking at people on your level, right? So is a man wrong to what Roland just said? If he's fit and he's always in the gym, to be like, I only want a woman that's fit in the gym.
You saying is that
wrong? I don't want no girl that's not fit.
No, I don't think that's wrong.
Are you asking me if that's wrong?
Yeah.
I don't think that's wrong because that's a part of your lifestyle.
Yeah.
But what if most men wanted that? What if most men only wanted
it's wrong. It's wrong. You over here
act like most men are
sloppy.
You act like most women are faithful. What are we talking about?
I said fat phobic.
Huh?
I said
fat phobic.
He said fat phobic.
He said, what if all men? He said, what if all men were breastfed? I'm like, most men are fat phobic. Most people are. Like, let's keep it real. A lot of people don't want someone who is not conventionally attractive. We're not talking about that. I want to get back to the original question was, why is it okay or why is it not okay for men to objectify a woman's body? Yes. And then you equated that to, but it's okay for a woman to objectify a man's pockets.
Because both things can change. That's what I'm saying. Both things can change with hard work and dedication. And with hard work and dedication, both things of those can change.
You're talking about a woman's body, and then you're talking about a man's finances.
Okay. And the reason why I say that is because men are visual. Women are chase more security reasons, and you know that. Women always going to chase security.
You don't know what I know, because that is like, listen. I think that I genuinely think that you have a very interesting view on women, and I think you should look into that. I think you should deeply think about the way you view women, because the questions and the statements that you have been spewing out has been triggering some alarms in my head, some what I like to call red flags. Yeah. Because for you to sit here and equate a woman's body being objectified, which is dehumanizing, absolutely, for a woman.
And it's not like that for a guy? You mean to tell me
money is already an object.
So
money
I think
is already an object.
What Mila is saying is money is not really a part of you. Now, I mean, money is something you have, but it's not something
so if that's the case, why do women focus on it so much?
Why do men focus on money so much?
Because women focus on it so much.
Thanks, though. Okay. Why do women focus on it so much?
Okay. We live in America, and we are a capitalistic society, so money is a part of all of our lives. So let's not sit here and try to make it seem that it's the woman's fault that men are so focused on money. It's because of y'all. Quit, like, stop. Have some accountability.
When men get money to get the house for the woman. Men get money to impress women. Men work for women.
Hey,
all do these things.
I'm not.
If you are, you should look into that.
Let me tell you something. The things that I do it for me. Then I do it for my daughter. The woman that I wind up with is going to be an add-on to my life. You know what I mean? I'm not doing nothing to impress or make a better life for another woman. I'm not doing that. And I mean, now, you you are a part of my life. You might live a good life, respectfully, but that wasn't the overall plan. You know, I want a house because I want a house. I like to have a lot of room.
Exactly.
I mean, that ain't got nothing to do with. Now, I mean, I'm gonna get this room, so this could be the boom boom, and then she'll love this flat screen. Nah, I'm not doing that. To me, I ain't gonna lie, that's simping. I don't like to use that word, but to do anything to get more women, or the best thing you could do to get more women is to do things for yourself. Women love a man that is all about himself. I think I said this in my video the other day. Now, I mean, but if you pay attention, and this is where the nice guy, we could go back to the nice guy. The nice guy does a lot of things that he thinks that women like. Now, I mean, he does a lot of things that I think I'll get some more women. Bro, no. Women like a dude that's on his ish. Know what I mean?
Nice
so
that's genuine. That's genuine. Yeah.
So, yeah. And that's why that guy always does too much. He over. Yeah. So now I'm playing a lot of devil's advocate in this conversation. I understand. Yeah. So yeah. Damn, people, y'all good?
I'm straight. I'm straight.
I'm
so straight. You know what I'm saying?
It's
a good combo. It's just good combo, man. Just good combo.
I said what I said, child.
So, Roland, let me ask you this, bro.
Shoot it.
What is the roles that should be played in a relationship?
Oh, Lord. I'm scared what he gonna say, child.
God, you can't be like that now. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Don't answer. Truthfully.
The roles?
Your honest roles. This is your therapy right now. All right, we're here.
All right, we're I need you on my trust tree. I thank you. I'll put you on my trust tree.
Hey, this is a safe place.
No, I mean, I'm a more traditionalist person. You know what I'm saying? Love for a woman to I'm the one that I ain't gonna say sole provider, but of course, provider, safety as a man should be, you know what I'm saying, provide that safety for a woman, to provide a safe haven for a woman to be in and the children, you know what I'm saying, as far as a home. I'm very, very traditionalist when it comes down to stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I still would love to have a woman to work and have her. I would love, yeah, right?
I just fucking with you.
So I would love to have a woman that would love to work, want to work, do all these other things, help raise the kids, all that other good stuff. That's as far as like, okay.
Claire Huxtable.
Right.
Hey, the shit works, man. You know what I'm saying? I've known people who had that were married for 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? That had that same setup like that. And it works in marriage.
Let me cut you off.
See what it works.
Where do you think you go wrong with women?
Well, I go wrong with women.
Latifah, all right, with the two braids.
I go wrong with women. And that's kind of interesting because I'll see something in a woman and like, damn, me and her could possibly do something. Like me and her could make a great couple. You know what I'm saying? And I approach it with talk, yada, yada, date, whatever. And then it falls away. And I had this happen to me twice. She'll come back later on in life and say, man, I wish I could have been with you. I see what you were trying to do. I see where you at now. Now I can't. I got 3 kids. I got this going on. I got that going on. If I would have seen your same vision, we could have really did something. Where I go wrong with women, I give too much of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I love to love. I love to love. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Wait, hold on, rolling. So I'm gonna be honest with you, all right?
I always keep lack of accountability, rolling.
Hold on. You right there in that box. I don't know. So anytime somebody asks you, and I ain't coming from you, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
Anytime somebody asks you, what do you do wrong? And your do wrong sounds like I'm just too good. That is a narcissistic answer. All right. So I want you to, all right, so boom. I don't want you to feel targeted. So I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's cool.
So, I went wrong. You know what I mean? Is my communication hasn't always been the best. You know what I mean? So like we was talking about earlier in the conversation, I've had those, why don't you already know this? You know what I mean? Type of attitudes in my relationships. I get that from my dad. You know what I mean? So see how it's going deeper? Like, so, all right, so boom, I got to retract. I got to do better with my communication. That's not, I was too good at speaking, or I was way too smart for a relationship. So when you think about what is something that people complain about, you know what I mean? Because they're not going to complain and say, Roland, you make too many good decisions. Like, I can't do this. Like,
I mean, I really don't know, man. I don't hit women. I don't curse women out. I don't do all the crazy shit that, I don't argue. I just don't do it's unnecessary energy. I don't do all those things. You know what I'm saying?
So, you don't do nothing wrong though. It's not saying that you're a bad
person. Don't get me wrong. And like you said, I like banter. I like to talk. I like to,
we're gonna come back to roses.
Yeah, like communicate like that. But as far as doing something wrong,
Roland, I don't think you respect women as much as I think you need to.
I think you dramatically underestimate that.
I'm just
because I've got onto my like all the things like I've gotten. I got named personal florist. I got personal stuff like that. We could go on and on and on.
What does that do with respecting women?
Because when you respect women, you want to. How can golly, I wish I could put it like this.
Treat them nicely.
You make it.
I don't know.
When you respect a woman, you give her. I ain't gonna say everything she wants, but she should not want for nothing. And I give her, and once I put you in that position where you don't want for nothing, you find yourself in like, damn, this is not really. I didn't know I got everything.
Do you see women?
The man said he working a 9 to 5 and he still got me a Birkin bag.
Do you see women as equals?
Yes. Yes, but the thing about that is this: women, when the women make more money than the men.
When a woman makes more money than a man.
When women makes more money than men, sometimes women can treat the man like an employee.
Okay, so you don't see women as equals.
No. I didn't say that. I did not say that at all.
It ain't what he said.
Okay.
So say for instance, if I have a girl, she makes 6 figures, she's in charge of a lot of guys or whatever, in charge of whatever she's a boss, a real boss. You know what I'm saying? When she comes through that threshold of the door of the house, can she let that go? And walk into her feminism, like, okay, like, man, I can, or does she have to walk through that door? Yeah, or can she walk into that door and now she still got that boss mentality of, you need to do this, I need this done, I need this. That's not your job. Just relax.
But what does it have to do with femininity?
I can't say. It's easier to say walk a woman walk into her femininity instead of saying a woman needs to be more submissive. When that word submissive comes, exactly. When that word submissive comes, listen. When that word submissive comes, submissiveness is like, people think of oppression and all this other kind of stuff, and it's not that. It's definitely not that.
Right.
But when I say walking into your femininity, if you walk into your femininity, I mean, like when you ever came across somebody that makes you feel giddy?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get exactly what you're saying. So I'm gonna help you out. When she walks to her femininity, you know what I mean, it's easier for you to be in your masculine frame.
There you go.
But what does that mean?
I don't know. I was just
I won't roll in it. When you said you want the woman to walk in the door, leave that bossness.
Be nice, less aggressive. Be just niceness. Way less aggressive, less argumentative, less all of this. Just relax. That's all you gotta do is just relax. Hey, how you doing?
How are those feminine qualities? See, I'm challenging you here because
what do you mean? How those feminine qualities?
Because Because what you fail to realize is you don't truly understand what femininity is. Because the qualities you just said, a man can possess. People who have more masculine energy can possess. So you just, what are you defining femininity as? Are you not nice? Are you not, what you just said you was nice.
I think
I just want to, I want to know.
So let me ask you a question. So are you saying that you want a yes woman, or do you want, just a woman? She'll let you wear the pants. In other words, you don't want nobody to be in your house. I'm helping you out. You don't want nobody to be in your house and kind of dictating, because it kind of steps on your shoes. You want somebody to be, your helper, not your teammate or your partner.
Okay, so whenever you have y'all ever seen this meme? And I guess it's a picture or whatever. It has this of a picture of umbrellas, where the umbrella says at the top, it says God, the other top, and then another umbrella up under that where it's raining and everything. It says, I want to say husband and wife, and another umbrella says children. That's that focus of that's that tier, you know what I'm saying, as I want to go by. Like, I would love to have God first up under that umbrella, because he covers us all, and me and my wife, and then I'll cover me and my wife will cover the child. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? As far as walking in one's femininity, I want a woman to wear makeup.
What has women said about you?
I got to know.
I could never. No. And it's not even, once you get to know me, you will like me a lot.
Word.
You will be like, damn, I didn't know you was like this.
Different personality, different perspective, but you're a great guy.
Yeah, I'm a great guy, just because sometimes, I like to see everything as a full circle of things. Yeah. Just because I talk to you and I ask you that question doesn't necessarily mean I believe that. It's just I like to poke and pry people to see what they think about things. You know what I'm saying?
So what do they say to you?
When's your birthday?
I'm a Pisces, just in case you want to know.
I did want to know.
Yes.
Okay.
Pisces. I'm all of that. I'm a real Pisces for real. You ever know anything about that?
You said we don't know about what?
I mean, if you ever really into astrology, Pisces is like one of the most emotional, you know what I'm saying, as far as one of the most emotional sides.
Bow Wow.
Bow Wow's a Pisces? Okay.
He is a Pisces, a March Pisces.
Yeah, I'm a March Pisces also. That's
Yeah.
I think so about
interesting.
Dude, I still think that you have a little bit of groundwork to do about how you view women, because everything you kind of said kind of contradicted when I asked if you view women as equals. It kind of contradicted when you followed up with saying you want them to walk in their femininity and change all of their aspects so that you feel like you're the man of the house.
Okay, so, but if I were to say, so say for instance, if I were to say, no, we're not. Okay, that means that, if I say no, we're not, I'm kind of right in that, because a lot of women don't take the lower rung of jobs and careers. They want to more aspire towards the top tier careers, but you leave out the good careers that anybody could do. You only want to focus on
what are you talking about?
So Roland, so what I believe, so anytime, because I love a woman that, she lets me be the masculine and all that. It makes me feel, and she's submissive, talking to me. I love all that. But I do also have to be honest with myself when women aren't submissive to me. And I'm gonna invite you to do the same. You have to ask. So you've been talking about who's the lady from Huxtables we've been talking about? Claire,
yeah.
Claire.
So you got so now we're talking about the character. Are you Bill?
Yeah.
Now, are you that Bill in real life?
Bro,
Bill in real life.
He's choking over that laughing.
Hey. Yeah, don't ask for a feminine woman or ask for this woman to submit to you, but you're not the type of man to be submitted to. Now, I mean, if that makes sense. You know? So you have to kind of look at yourself like, okay, am I that kind of guy that a woman would want to submit to? Like, am I firm in my decisions? Am I firm in how I feel? Does what I say, do I come to an understanding, or is how I feel always right? Now, I mean, so those type of characters or whatever are leadership characters that make somebody want to submit to you, make somebody want to follow you. But going into it thinking a woman is going to submit to you is what sounds like is where you're getting lost. And I mean, you're going into relationships thinking a woman is automatically gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I'm on the train. Like, no, like it's not gonna work like that. You're gonna get in it. She's gonna challenge you. Now I mean, y'all gonna challenge each other, and then it's all about who innately just takes that role in the relationship. I mean, of being that leader or being that. I mean, and that could be you. I mean, it doesn't even
but no woman wants a man that's a pushover. So
he
yes,
does.
I'm going.
Yes,
I'm going to stand firm in my decisions of whatever I make.
I think being a pushover and I feel like you are kind of it's something's not clicking in here. You're saying that that's being a pushover, allowing a woman to lead sometimes. That's not the same thing.
No. I'm not saying sometimes. I absolutely believe that a woman should lead sometimes. Absolutely. In that.
But keep it when I asked you if you view women as equals, you said yes, but I believe you wanted to say no. Because you even followed up like, but what if I would have said no? And then you start talking about these jobs, like, what are you talking about? Do you believe women are equals, yes or no? I want you to be honest. Don't say something just because I want you to say it. I want you to be honest because I want you to really look at yourself and really understand that, you know what?
As a person, as people, yes, we are all equal. Nobody is better than one person. I get all of that. Totally understand that. But when man is of a woman, are we equals? No. We're not.
And how are we not? In your opinion?
And there's some things that I can do that you cannot.
Like what?
I can survive in the wilderness for a certain amount of time longer than you can. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just, I can do that.
Is that a fact?
Where are you getting this from?
Like, where is it?
He said, yo, I'm in the army, you heard? My son
Show me the car.
Or is that a study?
My son did time in the army.
I need you to cite your source, Roland.
I'm the source. I'm the source.
Okay, name something else, because apparently y'all can survive in the wilderness. Name something else.
Name some. Okay, if are you? Wait a minute. Are you asking me this personally, or are you just saying men?
You said it, so I want to hear
it. Men in general. Men in general. No, men and women are not equal as far as that. No, I can't.
But you're listing things that
men can,
that women can't. And I'm trying to. You gave me one. They can survive in the wilderness. Give me 2 more.
My son said the wilderness. Fuck is you talking about?
Okay. Outside. if you think about it, throughout history, what men has built everything. Men has built this whole society.
But you're talking about what they have done, not what they can do.
That's what I'm saying. We can build societies. Men have built societies.
Women can't build? Is that like
whoa. I tell you what. How many women construction workers do you see?
There are some. Are you like, what's your
what is the ratio?
I'm sure it's mostly men.
There you go. No, so how many plumbers? How many women plumbers do you see?
But that has nothing to do with ability.
But they can do it though.
But they chose not to. That means
it has to do with ability. You said there are things that men can do that women cannot, meaning they don't.
Okay, you're right. Women can do is anything that a man can do.
Now, don't
women got it all.
And some.
Women can do it. Y'all are the.
Oh, you're trying to be funny.
Y'all are everything.
You know you're trying to be funny. That's what I'm asking because clearly I don't know. You say y'all can survive in the wilderness longer than we can. Okay, sure. That's what you say. Name something else that men can do that women cannot.
Like actually cannot do.
Like, and
like
I
can fix a
the
sink
statistics.
if I
Well,
need to.
men are mostly this, and women are. No, I'm talking about ability wise, because that's what you're talking about. What's something that a man can do that a woman cannot?
Nothing. What women can do, they're equal. They're all equal. You're right. I'm wrong. You're fine. Let's move on.
All right, so boom, let's scratch that. Moving forward, what do you think you can do in your next relationship better? I'll help you if you help.
This is for me, or this for me personally.
Yeah.
What I can do in my, I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you this. For me, I'm always gonna be me. I'm always gonna be me.
Wait. Can I pause? Can I pause you?
Shoot it.
Boop.
Shoot it.
I'm about to hit the boop. When you say you're always gonna be you, now, man, I'm not knocking that. I mean, I just want to have an understanding. Are you saying you're always gonna be you, which means you will not compromise how you think? I mean, because in a relationship, you compromise a lot. I mean, you definitely come to that. You feel me? So I'm just. We trying to get to the nitty gritty to get my boy
Yeah.
man. You feel me?
Yeah. So yes, and that's the thing. That's the thing. To know me is to love me. Once you know me, and we're gonna go through all these talks, and we might have it out, but I promise you, once one knows me, but you have to take the time to know me. You will be like, damn, now I see why he thinks that. He's not really like that all the time. Yes, am I willing to make compromises? Yes, I know you have to, of course. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, I'm sorry, what was it? I'm sorry, I got caught up in that. What was the question you was asking?
What do you do better? So for me, I said I want to communicate better. I want to listen more. I want to actively listen. I don't want to listen to respond. I want to really engage to hear, okay, she has a different perspective. She comes from a different walk of life. Let me understand it. You know what I mean? This is what I would do better. This is what I need to do better. Me being honest with myself. So what do you think something that you, should do better? Because Roland, what you never want to be is an old man stuck in his ways. You don't want to be that.
Yeah,
it is nothing
yeah.
wrong with having a different perspective of everybody else. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm very fond of people that have their own perspective and don't just hop on the bandwagon of how other people think. Believe what you believe. But when it comes down to you being in a relationship, you got to come to some type of common ground of, okay, maybe we could meet in that middle.
For me, and I've known this for a while now. Two things. I have to use tact more often. You know what I'm saying? I have to learn how to use tact more often. And I have to have that need to be right. I have to let that go sometimes. And I have to let that go, meaning that even though I may be right, I have to know that I would rather lose this battle and still win the war. You know what I'm saying? You can have it. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm fine about that. Yes, I'm going to make concessions upon that. But as far as, yeah, that's what I'm saying. As far as improving myself, yeah, some of those, that's one of the main things. Like I said, if you took the time, and I tell everybody this, and it always happens, take the time to know me, then you'd be like, damn, he real cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He a real down to earth guy. I get him. I would really give my left and right arm for him. You know what I'm saying? He's that type of guy.
About to say.
Yeah. I was starting to say leg, but I couldn't make it up, but it's okay. But
yeah, focus that. Those was where you were staying.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
me, what do you think? You can do better in your relationships.
Me?
Yeah.
Brooklyn's
so tired.
No, I'm good. I'm cold.
I'm gonna clock out on you in a minute though.
What can I do better in my relationships, romantic or platonic?
Let's make it platonic. Just period. In your relationships.
I still am definitely recovering from just my own personal things and trauma. So a lot of times I project my own insecurities onto other people. And so because of that, it causes me to react in different ways that I may not be necessarily proud of. So I have to work on that. But also, and I don't know if this is because I'm a Gemini. I don't know. Shout
out to the Geminis, you heard.
You know, I genuinely feel that I am right 99.9% of the time. And
we know.
I still believe that, but I know that there are times where I may possibly be kind of a little wrong or just off base a little bit. And I can kind of humble it down a little bit.
This is crazy.
But yeah.
That might be the Gemini in this, because like I have a problem with like, and I had a problem with this, and I mean I probably still do have this problem sometimes. Like I can't dumb myself down. You know, like when I know 2 + 2 is 4, but you think it's 5, it's so hard for me to be like, you know what? F it, it's 5. Like it's just I couldn't even sleep at night. Like,
it's like I won't stop until I prove you wrong. Like I could go.
But what I've learned though, like there is no like power in proving somebody wrong, because most of the time ain't nobody gonna be like, you know what, you're right, I'm wrong. Until they become sarcastic.
And then you wasted time trying to prove it, and now you mad. You done got yourself
feel dumb. Now you feel dumb. You know, you right. Now you like, bro, you still don't get it. Yeah, that's the worst.
30 seconds ago.
That's what you was doing?
When Roland said you right, that's exactly how I felt. Like, dang, I just wasted all these words for him to just act like he got it. And I know you don't.
So Brooklyn, what about you?
Well, I've honestly been single for like a while. So this is something that I've been like, my main focus was actually trying to fix what I believed my problems were. And the way I kind of did it was I've had a lot of conversations actually with like my ex or people who I've been with to kind of see what actually went wrong. So I would know exactly, because like I might not think things went wrong, or like I might not think I was doing certain things. So like having honest conversations with the people who I used to date, just so I can get clarity on things and it can tell me about myself if something was wrong so I can fix it for my future. So that's really what I've been taking these last like 5 years now actually doing. I'm not going to say that I'm perfect, but I have really dedicated that like to really working on those things. But one thing that I will say that I tend to do, and I need to like really fix, is like I tend to people please. And that's something that like when I look at like the source of like why I do it, like it all stems to like my last relationship of like when we broke up. It was initial, like overall he said that I didn't do anything wrong. He just told me that he fell out of love with me. So like, why are you laughing? Is this funny?
Now I got the sad music in the background. You can't hear the sad music?
I'm over here like, I'm like, this is like
He's being real vulnerable.
Right, I really am. Like, I'm over here, like, I feel my eyes tearing up.
That's go ahead and stop.
I don't even want to talk anymore. See, like, no, over it.
I had the sad music playing. I thought y'all really
okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm done.
You're done?
Yeah, that was it.
So what is like? I didn't even get like what exactly did they say was wrong with you?
I mean, I was going to, and then I was vulnerable, and then y'all.
Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Never mind.
Accept my apology, please. You want to hear it?
Sure. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it no more. But I mean, basically, it was just like fell in love. So when I took that as I wasn't good enough. So every relationship after that, I like really strive to go above and beyond with everything that I did. And I'm not gonna lie, like when I look back, it could be overwhelming. Like, and I know like I'm nice, but like I took my like niceness to the extreme where I guess some people could say that it might not have been genuine. And like, even though I personally know it was really genuine, but like I would like really go above and beyond. And when it comes to that, it was just like, because the way I thought of it as like my thought process was, well, if I give 110% and, you know, if they don't want to be with me, then that's their loss. Like I gave it my all or whatever. But I realized that I wasn't doing it for me. I was doing it more so for them. Like I just kept trying to be the best because I never felt good enough. Like I felt like I had to do that to not, because I didn't feel good enough. And because honestly, I've never been a priority to somebody. So it's just kind of sucks. So it's just like, sorry, I feel like crying. But anyways, but it's just like, because of that, I just people please because I want to be important to somebody because I never had that before because of that. But so now I just kind of choose myself and like work on like self-love and stuff. And like I'm very great at when it comes to self-love and stuff like that. But it's just like that's one thing that I'm made aware of, and I know that that's something I have to work on, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah.
But I understand though, I'm the same way. That's kind of hard because once you get into that person, your whole focus is that person and making them happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm the exact same. You got and that's all you wanted. Them making them happy will make you more happy than anything in the world.
And that's how I am. Like honestly, other people's happiness, like I feed off that. Like I love when someone else is happy. But there was some things that were done that I was not happy, but faked being happy to please that person. And that's not good because at the end of the day, I was harming myself. Like people would do certain things and I played off like, oh, it's okay to be that cool girl or something like that, to not be difficult or anything like that because I was trying to please you because I wanted to be with you. And like I would do certain things like that constantly. And like I didn't think it was like a problem because I was just like, you know what? I'll get over it. It's fine. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Like I would talk myself out of certain things when it actually was a big thing, like a big deal. So, but it all stemmed back to me not feeling that I was good enough or like never being a priority. And like that one statement from a dude telling me that he just fell in love with me when I actually felt like I gave 110% and I gave it my all, but it was still not good enough. And like that like crushed me, especially I was like younger, like, you know, I was what, 20 at the time. And that was like my first real boyfriend and stuff. So it was just like, it really like affected me. And we've had these, like, I've actually had conversations with him about this and we've had like super long conversations and it was definitely therapeutic for sure. And like, we're good friends to this day, but like, it was definitely needed to have that conversation.
And maybe he knew that you giving your all, he didn't deserve your all.
He did say that.
You know what I'm saying?
He said that a lot. And yeah, because like when I do look back, I was a little over the top when it came to certain things and like
what's over the top though? Now, I mean, because make you feel like you did something wrong.
Well, I'll say this. Okay, like for example, this to me, to other people might seem like over top, but I didn't see it as over. I still kind of don't really see it as over top, but I guess when people aren't used to getting nice things from people, it can seem like it's over the top. Like, so his family was really like struggling and he expressed it to me. And the thing is, he was upset about it. And like, I don't like when people are upset. And then like, if you're upset and if I know that there's a way that I can fix it, then I'm gonna fix it or whatever. So like, I remember I was telling my mom because I was crying because I was just like, you know, his family's really going through like a hard time. Like, I don't really know what to do and stuff. And it's like, at this point, it's like affecting my relationship. So, and my mom being the way that she is, we're like very similar and we're just constantly helping people. So I remember we bought all of these groceries, right? And like surprised him and like gave it to like his family. And then he got yelled at by his mom of telling their business to me. And like, but at the time, I guess I was crossing the line in a sense, but it was just like, if you're struggling and you're crying to me and you're hurt and like y'all, and you're telling me that y'all have money for food, I thought it was a nice gesture of me giving you like stuff, but it was, I guess, embarrassing in a sense. And like,
that's them. That's not on you. That's them, again, projecting their own insecurities. Because when people, especially when it comes to money, people get really, really insecure and sensitive and embarrassed about their status. So when someone does something nice to them, even though it has that well intention, they feel embarrassed. So their only thing is to attack. I've experienced that so many times. I'm sure I've done that sometimes. It's just, that's just how people are. So I don't want you to think like they were even really mad at you. They're really feeling that sadness against themselves. So they don't have anything else but to lash out because it's easy. Even though they were probably super appreciative and grateful for it, it's hard for people to accept things like that. It just is, especially when it's right there in your face. The person who did it for you is right there in your face. So it's like you feel embarrassed and attacked for your standing. So it's just like, but don't feel like that like a person you, like that's on them.
Because the thing is, I'm gonna take care of you, because at the end of the day, like if we're together, I think of us as a unit. So like there were certain things where I guess you can say that I like exuded a lot of, I guess, stereotypical masculine energy, I guess. Like, so like with certain things that like, if we wanted to go to the movies and he didn't have money to take me to the movies, well, then I'm going to pay for the movie because I want to see a movie. Like, I mean, like, I'm not thinking like, we can't go.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
We can't go because you don't got money or something like that. Or if like you're hungry, shoot, well, let's go get some food. If you don't got money for food, I'm going to buy you some food. Like, I mean, like, to me, it's like, I just want to spend time with you. I want to hang out with you. And like, if the factor is money, and if I have money, then we're gonna do it. Like, I mean, I don't know, because like we're unit. We're cool. And I know that if the roles were reversed, you would do the same for me. So I don't see like, I just never like, it didn't click like the issue of like the whole like let a man be a man thing, because I'm just like, well, if he don't got it and I got it, I don't see why we can't do the things that we want to do. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
All that is a man with a fragile ego. You know what I mean? Like you're not doing nothing. I mean, as far as the family was in an insecure, vulnerable moment. You know what I mean? To where, I mean, I've like my parents have definitely like, anytime we broke, can't nobody know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I know what that looks like, but you didn't do nothing wrong in that. You know what I mean? One thing I'll say to you, Brooklyn, I'm gonna leave it here, is never get tired of being a good person in this bad world. Now, I mean, the only thing that'll make this world better, I mean, is by good people remaining good and not getting sucked into the nonsense and the new fun toxic stuff. I mean, because a lot of people, like what you said earlier, I mean, a lot of people is chasing that toxic love. I mean, if you got the love that it's supposed to look like, keep that. There's gonna be a man to realize that, I mean, and he's gonna receive you how you're supposed to be received. But never get tired of doing good or being nice or giving or any of that. I mean, because the right man will appreciate. I mean, what I will say is, just make sure you audit these men properly. I mean, that they are just, don't just give without somebody giving as well. I mean,
that's also my issue, because I just
like make sure it is reciprocated. There's a balance. There's a like, I see you doing this, so I'll do this too. Or I see you doing this, so I can do some more of this because I see
match energies.
Folks matching energy. But I'm gonna wrap it up because I feel like this was very therapeutic in a lot of different ways. We touched on a lot of things. Now, I mean, to all my people that been in the comments, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. Like, I am exhausted. I've been up all day.
Nap today. I need to go to bed.
Man,
I gotta work in the morning.
ASAP. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I gotta shower. I'm still I'm fresh from outside. But anyways, I appreciate everybody that has been watching this whole time. I appreciate y'all three once again. And comment below, all your thoughts on the topics or whatever, which y'all want to see more of, or what y'all want to see next. Do y'all want to keep seeing them? You know what I mean? Just make sure y'all comment. They say
get these likes up, man. Get these likes up.
Yeah, man.
Get the interaction up.
Man, it's your boy Ty Buggy. Until next time, I'm out of here, man.